Warning: the following video contains scenes of graphic and disturbing imagery, sexual content, and strong language. It is not suitable for people under the age of 18.
And we're back. When we left off, Mitzi and I had a moment. And, now I'm gonna use a screwdriver on the tin of paint. Easily pry this open with a screwdriver. Awesome! So we get the tin of paint. Okay, so we have everything we need. Oh, no, we need... cut. Oh, I can't cut anything here. Oh, we need a... Wait. We need to put the black dress on the sewing dummy. And then we have to cut up the scissors. Cut the dress! Cut the dress, Susan! Cut it! Cut it! Cut the dress! There you go! It's not that hard. Just gotta cut it.
We need to make some adjustments.
Yes, we do. Much better.
Now this is a dress worthy of the cat widow.
Oh, sorry, Mitzi.
Ha ha, bloody ha.
Mitzi just said it was going to be
Why
too
don't
small
you
for us.
just shut up? Whoever wore this dress probably hadn't eaten in years.
It was probably Ivy
You'd
Davis's.
struggle to get a skeleton into it. This is it. We've got all we need.
Yes.
Great. Are you going to tell me about the cat widow now?
Sit back, Mitzi,
Yes. It's story time, Mitzi.
as Mama Susan tells you about the cat widow.
The legend says there was once a bad man who hated cats.
Brian!
He hated his neighbours too, and his job. And when it rained, he'd curse and smash things. He hated his bald head and his weak, ugly body. He probably hated himself the most, although he would never admit it.
I think I see where this is going.
One day, out of pure hatred for the whole world and everything that lives, he captured a family of cats and drowned them all in the river.
Aww.
That day, the sun turned black and all the birds went silent as the 6 kittens struggled for life.
That's messed
But
up.
trapped in a strong canvas bag, they never had a chance.
That's
They
really
all
messed
died
up.
that day. All but one. The mother cat, in a desperate fight to set herself free, by pure luck, clawed her way out of the bag and swam to the shore. She lost everything that day, her beautiful children and her proud husband. Her heart crashed into pieces as she watched their limp dead bodies stolen by the current.
Aww.
Running after them, she followed them for days, for as long as she could. Then, eventually, she lost sight of them. She stayed on the bank of the river for a while. The world stopped turning for her, her eyes empty and blind.
Sadness.
And then, one day, she slowly slid down the bank and into the cold, dark water. She gave in to it. She let the river take her away too, cover her mouth, her ears, her eyes. But as the water filled her lungs, and she started slipping into darkness, there was another strange feeling that burst in her mind like a ball of flames. Anger, rage even. Her last craving, before she drowned, was for revenge, for blood. And so she returned, reborn and changed. A cat widow, veiled in black, mistress of the cats. Her body of a young woman, but her eyes of a cat. And her face, white, rotten, face of a corpse. Those who saw it rarely lived to tell the tale. She would get her revenge on all cat killers and cat torturers. But there was someone she had to see first. Someone special. Someone she really hated the most.
Brian! Dun, dun, dun!
As the evening came, it was strangely quiet in the man's flat. As he lived alone, he usually liked to fill the silence with the sound of radio or TV shows. But that night, he switched them all off, feeling anxious and tired after work.
I'm digging the music. It's pretty sweet.
He tried to sleep, but couldn't. And for once, there wasn't anyone there he could blame for it. As he stared through the window, he kept thinking about how much he hated that view. He liked it once, a long time ago, when his wife was still there and they were happy together. Suddenly, he heard knocking on the door. Some part of him was glad, because that meant he could take it out on whoever decided to bother him. There was nobody there. He almost felt disappointed. But before he turned to walk away, he suddenly noticed something down the hall.
Dun, dun, dun. The giant shadow of cat, he noticed a small cloaked figure standing ahead. Body of a disemboweled cat hung on the radiator. I like that one.
A dead body of a disemboweled cat hung on the radiator.
Are you kidding me? Where would we get a dead cat from? I think that would be taking it a step too far. I'm sure you'll agree.
Okay, fair point. So, right, let's try again.
Mitzi! Taking the fun out of everything. Notice shadow.
He noticed a shadow of a cloaked figure standing ahead.
Ooh, spooky. I definitely like the disemboweled cat better. But whatever, Mitzi had to ruin my fun.
He stopped again. He couldn't believe his eyes.
Someone had wrote cat killer on his door. There's a cat skull stuck to the seat of his bite. Someone had wrote asshole on his door. I like cat killer.
Someone wrote cat killer on his door.
Because I think if we just chose a skull, Mitzi would yell at us again.
He had a passion for trains. Although he hated being a train driver, he had always enjoyed watching them move. But now, his train model was moving all on its own. He was absolutely certain he'd left it switched off. And yet, there it was, running at crazy speed, remote control missing. Something was seriously wrong, and that something had entered his home now too.
Then who was phone? Dun dun dun! Have you ever read that creepypasta? It's one of those crappy pastas where it's like he opened his closet, then skeleton popped out.
He
Dun
hoped
dun
he
dun.
was just imagining things, tired as he was. But there was another surprise waiting for him in his bedroom.
Anyway, so that crappy pasta's like, oh, you're sitting on your couch with your honey, and then phone rings, and you pick up the phone, and it's like, stay away from my daughter. And then you hang up the phone, and you turn to your girlfriend, and she's like, who was on the phone? And you're like, it was my dad. And she's like, but my dad is dead. And then you're like, then who was phone? That's my short story about crappy pastas. So anyway, back to the actual, meanwhile, back in the cat lady. I'm silly. A giant blood-soaked zombie cat sat on his bed. Cat Widow is here was written all over the wall. I like the zombie cat.
A giant, blood-soaked zombie cat sat on his bed.
Now that's really stupid.
I like it. I
Fair
want to
enough.
name him Spencer.
That didn't really happen. Everyone knows there's no such thing as giant zombie cats, right?
Mitzi, don't pee on my fun.
What really happened was this. Cat Widow is here was written all over the wall.
I like the zombie cat, though. It's such a more fun option. As in a dream, he went to the kitchen to get a
As in a
drink.
dream, he went to the kitchen to get a drink.
Blech! It just spat out some blood.
There was no water. He knew there were valves in the basement that turned it off, but no one's been down there for years. He felt sick. None of this made any sense. And yet, deep down, he knew what he did to the cats was wrong. There was a part of him that almost wanted to be punished. The part he tried so hard to hide. He thought he'd heard something in the corridor. Was there someone there with him?
Yes. Hush, 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 hush. And she's gonna come, and she's
His head was spinning. He felt ambushed, trapped, like an animal.
like a
He had
cat.
to get out of there.
Hup, 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 hup. Getting really scared now. He decided to
Getting
call the
really
police.
scared now. He decided to call the police. His phone was of no use. The SIM card had been removed, and that wasn't even the worst part. There was a photo of a black cat set as screensaver. He remembered this cat.
Ooh.
He'd watched that strange pest control man put it in a cage and into his van.
It was Teacup.
He'd looked at it through the window for a while, then pulled the curtains and went to bed.
It was Teacup. I knew it. Ooh, it's Teacup. Teacup is bestest kitty.
He stopped, paralyzed. He'd heard something right in front of him. A whisper. More like a purr.
That was weird.
She was there, in the dark corner of his living room, waiting. Black veil covering that pale, dead face, and yet he could almost feel Cat Widow's eyes piercing through him.
She came closer like a ghost and swiftly
She
removed
came
the veil.
closer, like a ghost, and swiftly removed the veil.
And then they kissed. No dirty ship fix for little? Oh, no.
She came back for him, to take him to the river, to make him pay for what he'd done. As he looked into her eyes, he could feel the world spinning around him. His knees go weak, his pants suddenly wet around his crotch.
He peed himself.
As much as he hated life, he didn't want to die either.
You loser.
Inside, he was just a big, stinking coward. And then he fainted. Did you see his face? I knew he'd fall for this.
Yeah, we scared the living shit out of him. Now that's teamwork.
Woo!
Are you sure he won't know it was you, though?
Mitzi, give me a congratulatory
he
kiss.
Probably will, once he's had time to think about what happened. But he's too proud to ever admit he's been beaten by a woman. I know him just about enough to know that.
Let's hope so. I don't want you to get in trouble because of me.
No. That was something I had to do for myself. And I feel much better for it.
Yay! Come on, Susan. You get
The only
get a
problem
kiss
now is
too.
that we still haven't found Eye of Adam. Because it definitely isn't Brian.
Damn it!
I've searched through his laptop and all I found was a load of porn.
Ew.
Let's cross him off the list.
Well, Mitzi, we've hit a dead end. Let's go home.
That means we've checked everyone. We've hit a brick wall. Perhaps I was wrong. Maybe he doesn't live here at all.
I think we need to
But
sleep
we certainly
on it.
had a
And we
grand
might get some
adventure,
more ideas in
Mitzi.
the morning. Shall we head back home?
Yes.
Yeah, I do feel tired. You're right, we need some sleep.
And I need to finish recording because...
Really wish there was an elevator in this building.
You could use the exercise, Mitzi. I'm not saying that you're fat, because I love you.
What's that? A note? What does it say, Mrs. A?
You will not believe it.
What does it say, Susan?
Meet me at midnight, both of you. I will wait. Flat 5. Door will be open. Do not fear. Eye of Adam.
Oh my gosh.
Flat 5. That's the old guy.
I knew it.
It can't be him.
I guess we'll find out. At midnight. We've got a few hours until then. Let's get some coffee.
Yes. And Mitzi, you need to rehearse what you're gonna say. Come on, I'll do your hair. I'll make you look beautiful. Okay? Would you like that? You pretty? I love you. Hmm? What is this? We are back in the basement, yes. Right proper goodly. Is the cat widow gonna be down here? There's a quiet haven sign. That's not good music. What? The fucksicle is that?
It's just you and me, my love. No one will find us here.
Joe? Friend? You might have some problems.
Stop worrying, Ivy. It will be alright. I will always love you. You know that.
Your wife is kind of
I'm gonna make you all
morbidly obese and dead? Cheers, you This game keeps throwing too many curveballs at me. I don't appreciate it. Hold on 1 second. And that was chapter 6. We're going into chapter 7. I love you all, and stay frosty.
It was maybe last.